boy Doc Nanners, YouTube host that failed to learn his manners, talking games, entertaining you, and hanging out with Ducky too. Welcome back to the Speed Report on the Lagging Legends Racing Network. And we have a loaded and maybe a little bit controversial show for you guys today. I don't really feel like there's too much controversy, but I know there's going to be some people that does not like what I've got to say. We're going to look into a few little things as always. We're going to go into Ducky's Deep Dives pretty early. We're going to look into the UTLR Clash. They should call that a rash because that was a problem. But we'll get to that in a little bit too. And then we're going to look ahead into the NVRA race coming up in Richmond. NVRA is going kind of short track racing here, so we'll see how they can go there. And that's going to be what we're looking into. But first and foremost, we always like to go swimming a little bit. We're going to knock it out already and go into Ducky's Deep Dives.
All right, guys, welcome to Ducky's Deep Dives. We're going to take a dive into the racing we've had this past week. So we're going to start off with a thumbs down. What do you think, Doc? Thumbs down?
I'm sure. Let's just go ahead and start off with the bad. There was plenty of that, so
Yeah, we had
choose just one or two.
right. That's why we're going to have a few. So first things first, just I'm going to give it 2 thumbs down, even though I said 1, but like 2, just racing by everybody this entire week has not been gelling well. There's been some very bad spots. So this is me coming to the whole community. Let's all just figure it out, guys. It's not like we haven't raced together for X amount of years. I know I've raced with some of you for 5 since COVID came out and when we started all this. Like, let's just put it together, guys. I know it's a new game, but I know we've been practicing, but some of us need some more practice. And that's not calling just one singular person out. That's just me saying, like, guys, put the work in. I promise you, if you put the work in, you're going to see the results. Now, whether you run out of gas or not in pit, you might not see the result. Not going to say any names on that either. But just the whole week, guys, it's not been good. Let's clean it up. Let's get our mind on track. Let's figure it out. We can put on a great show. I know we can do 3 wide, 4 wide at Vegas. We shouldn't be wrecking. Then there was that other place. We'll get to that. So we've talked some bad. Let's talk about some good things. Some of the people that I have seen put the time in and practice, y'all get thumbs up. Flash put time in. Brad, you put time in with me and Doc, and you had a rocket ship, brother. You had a great race, great 3rd place finish. I was talking to him after, and he was like, "That's probably the best car I've ever had." So, I mean, those of you that put the time in and put practice, you're going to see the result. Like I said, I hate to sound like a broken record, but that does get a thumbs up. Now we'll go to double thumbs up. I'm finally going to just be happy for myself. Like, what a race. I mean, I put it together. I deserve it. Fighting Clater in the last laps deserves a double thumbs up. That was fun. It was saving gas. It was getting out in front. It was making sure you maintain the lead, making sure you don't get wrecked by Jay. It was a lot of things. It was fun. So putting on the race I had with Clater on Sunday, 2 thumbs up. I'm not going to take full credit for that. Clater deserves part of it too. That's how you race. That's how it should be done. Now, I think we all know what this next double thumbs down is.
Oh. Can I have
Um,
3 thumbs?
I mean, technically, we have a whole whopping 4 thumbs if we combine together here.
Let's
So,
just do like double doubles, man. Double
right,
doubles.
double doubles on everything about. I won't say everything actually. So the last chance, like the heat races, that deserves 2 thumbs up. That really does. I thought that was awesome. I had fun racing against SP and Dusty and my heat. I know watching you. I know you was having fun. You were trying to get to tomato, but it's tomato. So like 2 thumbs up for that. Like um, even the third and fourth heat race, like everybody was like tuning into somebody. They were like, "We've got to know who's where." Like it was fun. Even the last chance qualifier, that was awesome. Like great job, good show. That was probably the best show of the night. Was the last chance qualifier for UTLR at North Wilkesboro.
In terms of pure entertainment, yeah, that was pretty hard to beat.
Yes, because Dusty did get around me. He walked away. Tomato walked away. Alex pretty much walked away. Like, hey, um, Tristan, you get 2 thumbs up for making the main event, finishing in the top 5 in your heat because you were worried all week, not knowing, but you put the practice in. You deserve it. You did great. So you were one of the 23 in UTLR to make that run. So that's awesome. If I could give 100 thumbs down, the main event of North Wilkesboro and UTLR, I would give it that. It was nothing translated from heat races, last chance qualifier. It was it was not a good performance from anybody. It just wasn't. Now I'm sure there were those that didn't have anything to do with some of the cautions. I was in some of them. I got turned. I had people come off my nose where I was like down, and then they were just wah, and I'm just like, what are we doing? Like the amount of no give was horrendous. I mean, 11 green flag laps in 164 lap race that went over. We spent maybe 5 minutes racing the whole time and 30 minutes under caution. It was not good.
No, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell everybody once we get into the clash segment of the show where we're really going to absolutely hammer that. Ducky was really nice. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, we're going to open up a big old can of problems when we get to that. But when it comes to your thumbs up, thumbs down, brother, I mean, absolutely, man. There was some spot on stuff. There's some definitely things you said that we're going to touch on a little bit deeper. As for your deep dives, brother, I could not agree more. Do you have any other thumbs up, thumbs down, little up, bit of both? I mean, what do you? I mean, anything else,
No, nothing else. I guess the only thing I can say is make sure you get a seat at the table, but just know I am the head of the table.
man? Well, that's not true in UTLR. I don't even think he's in the top 10 in that class. But in terms of NVRA, you definitely got your name back out there. We are
I
going
don't
to
think
go
I had a
ahead and
chance. I didn't have an opportunity to even.
all 23 cars lined up with an opportunity. It's just that opportunity just wasn't very opportunistic.
Yeah, no, it was taken very, very quickly.
Oh, but guys, I think it's time to go ahead and get out of the pond. We went deep diving. We was with the Duckster, and now it's time to look back a little bit just for a quick second. We're going to do a little rewind. We're going to look at NVRA at Las Vegas, talk a little bit more about that, and then we're going to go right on ahead to the future, and we're going to look at NVRA Richmond. But before Richmond, we're going to dive into that clash a little further. Welcome back to the Lagging Legends Racing Network. And it's time for us to look back a little bit to the NVRA Las Vegas. Before we go into that race, though, guys, I got to plant a little bit of a seed. I got to do a little bit of digging. I got to do a little bit of fertilizing. I got to get that garden ready for you guys. NVRA has a major announcement that will be coming out shortly. We could announce it now, but it's just not our place and time right now. So we're going to be a little bit lock lips on that one. Let them announce it first, and then we're going to blast it to the world. But NVRA has some big news coming around the corner. But first, before we get into that news, we got the rest of this episode to get to and the future to look forward to. NVRA Las Vegas, ducky, ducky, ducky. You gave yourself some credit in the deep dive, 2 thumbs up. I'd give them both to you as well, man. You were an absolute rocket ship the entire race. You led more laps than anybody, and quite frankly, there was some part of the race that I don't think many people even knew you was on the track. You were so far ahead. Stage 1. And then, I'm just going to go ahead and say it because I'm going to give the floor to you. But then, as I've already talked about in the after race show, then you had a bunch of little whiny little babies who need their diapers changed. And then old Daddy Evan, Mr. Ducky, had to come in, had to give him a little bit of powder on the butt, give him a new diaper, and tell him what you were doing. I'm still absolutely disappointed in those drivers, but hopefully that does not happen ever again to where the driver's like, I'm getting my butt whooped. He's cheating. What's he doing? And then the dude has to send his setup to people and during the race, and those people start running up front and they're like, I'm so good at this game. I'm like, no, you're not. Ducky is. You ain't. But dude, congratulations, man. You absolutely dominated. I know the last lap with Clater got a little close. Clater was really good all race. Applause to him, but man, that was your freaking race, man. How does it feel looking back knowing you absolutely BTA'd the entire field at Las Vegas?
It was a great car. Probably, I think that was the 4th best car I've ever had in my entire racing career. Um, that it's definitely top 5, but there was one race at Michigan I was on rails. That'll be the best car I ever had. I don't think I can top that. Strangely enough, in a Brad Keselowski car was when I had that at Michigan. Maybe I just need to be him in the game. But no, it was great. And I think another part of me why I gave when they asked for some help, we'll call it,
Yeah, that was a nice
is
way to call it.
is I just wanted to show that one, once you figure some things out and you put the time in and you have a setup like that and you're beating people and then they take it, they put it in, and then they're like, oh, I'm getting better. And then you're just able to drive away from them again. I think it might have been a little bit of my ego trying to come out and be like, yeah, you might be faster, but you're not faster than me.
And that's reasonable enough, man. The facts are, we can go into it for a long time, but just keep it short and sweet. You put in a lot of time. I know for about 24 hours you lived and breathed Las Vegas. You were working at it, you were dialing it in. I went to bed, went snoozeville feeling like, man, I got a decent setup. I go to work the next day, you off, and then you like, man, I got something figured out. And then I wake up the following day and you're just blowing everyone's doors off. And I'm just like, holy heck, man. But that does come to show you can give people the setup, but they still don't know how to drive it. They got to practice and dial it in. And that's what you did, brother. That's what you did.
Yeah, I felt really good about it. Um, and I know that y'all know me. I'm not a trash talker too bad. I usually stay quiet, but every league needs a villain, and I guess I'm going to be that one for this. So, got to do it for entertainment purposes, correct?
Oh yeah, man. And to be fair, even when you're a villain, you're not the worst villain because the facts are the type of person you are off the track, man. You help people, you give us coaching, you give us advice. I can go ahead and tell everybody this. The facts are, old Doc would have had maybe a top 10 car coming into the race. Ducky was like, brother, let me give you some advice. Let me give you a little bit of help. Let me give you a little bit of numbers. You do what you want with them, but this is kind of what I'm doing. He helped me out. He took me from a top 10 car to where I was a bona fide top 5 car. Went out there every stage,
Well,
running competitive, and just the end.
don't be so modest. I mean, so let's talk about that. Like just the practice we put in. So you're like, I think I figured something out. And I'm like, okay. And I'm sitting there on, we're not going to give numbers, but I'm like, I'm on X% loose. And you're like, really? Because I'm on XX% loose. And I was like, there ain't no way. There ain't no way. And then me being the stubborn guy I am when it comes to racing, I'm like, well, if he's doing it, I can't like be like, well, I'm spinning out. So I got to like figure it out. And then to be honest, that probably wouldn't have came to be if you wouldn't have pushed me to be better at certain things. So that setup as much as yours as it is mine, sir.
I definitely played my role in it, but I fully stand behind this, brother. I had that track kind of figured out. You completely figured it out. I would not have gotten to where you got to. I can tell you that I was comfortable. I'm not afraid to say that. I was comfortable because I knew I had something decent, but decent was not good enough to you. You went out there and you made it great. You made it your own to the point where everybody questioned it, and you was like, you know what? Here, you run it. You still won't beat me. So, congratulations to that, bro. Obviously, the one thing that you didn't do, you didn't pit with 2 laps to go.
Thank God for that, because if I did, I wouldn't have won.
No, you probably would have finished, I don't know, about 15th, I guess.
And see, that is the difference. So, like, you had the same thing I had. But that's the difference in practice and knowing your car, because I was able to back off, save enough, know where I'm at, and you haven't mastered that yet. But I have no doubt in my mind that you will not get beat that way again. So I know you've been working on some stuff at Richmond. I know a little look ahead there, but I think that you're going to have a pretty good day. Pretty good day.
Yeah, and man, that gives us a perfect opportunity to go ahead and slide on ahead. Look at NVRA Richmond. Yeah, Richmond right now I'm feeling pretty decent at. I have not had an opportunity to really talk to any league members to get ideas what our lap times are kind of looking like. But I know in the practice session that you and I had, I started to feel pretty comfortable and consistent. Felt like I had some pretty good top end pace. But no, but yeah, Richmond's going to be a completely different animal. Las Vegas, you're riding the lines, you're riding the wall, you're trying to go really fast. In Richmond, you got to hit your lines. We are going from, I don't know, intermediate speedway, super speedway to short track, really. This is going to be an absolute throttle, brake, control track. And right now, I'm feeling pretty good about it. And I know in the practice session, you were starting to catch on. Obviously, we both still got a lot of work to do, though.
Yeah, and I've also I want to shout out my buddy Kyle. He helps me out through the week when I'm at work if because he gets off earlier. So I'm like, hey, can you put this in? I know you don't drive like I do, but like, what can you get to versus what I can get to? So just to give you like lap time projections, just looking at it, I can safely tell you that I hit a 22.6 a little earlier. But that's only because, and Kyle still has a faster lap time than me. Kyle actually hit a 22.608. So I'm looking at maybe that's where it needs to be because to me, like the best piece of advice that was ever given to me is when you feel comfortable with what you're doing, somebody's out there beating what you're doing because you're comfortable and you're not putting in the time. So as we started, me and you, we had that practice. We were like, okay, 23 ones. Okay. And I'm like, I think there's more.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty sure there's more. Then we both about the same time went and worked. We did not give each other anything we did.
No.
And then I hear you go, yeah, 22.7. And I'm like, okay. And literally the next lap, I was like, oh, 22.7. All right.
you
So,
know, go ahead, sorry.
and I was going to say, just hearing Kyle say, all right, 22.6. I'm like, okay. So, I mean, there's more out there. Maybe you can get to a 22.5. And that is just strictly on the slider that we've been working with. I mean, we've done different things. You tend to be looser, I tend to be tighter. So we'll see. I think I do have a really good long run car. I will say that. I think I'm going to feel really good with that. But just like a look ahead, I do feel like you finally break through and get your top five this week. I might be struggling to not be there, but we'll see. Um, I do think Meso will have a breakout day. He might even get a stage win. Um, Windy or Airspeed, whatever you want to call him, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with here too. He's a short track guy, kind of like me. Clater's home track. We always say Clater. I mean, he's yet to prove us wrong. Plus, he knows how to, save historical like 73 laps or whatever he did to save. Um, it's going to be a fun race. It's going to be different. I really am curious as to those that run a little higher line versus what I'm going to run, which is going to be like right on the yellow line. I'm just curious to see whose tires hold up better and just who has more speed.
Nah, absolutely, man. And the people you named, I have no doubt, because one thing about me, again, it's been said time and time again, but I will say it one more time. I am obviously newer to all this league race, and I don't know everybody yet, and I've seen none of these people on a short track just yet. Well, kinda, I guess, maybe. We'll get to the UTLR in a minute, but when it comes to the NVRA guys at Richmond, I have no idea who historically does great. I know what you alluded to is definitely correct. There's always that little saying, your hometown track, for some reason, you're just fast. So I definitely look forward to see if Clater can knock off that first NVRA victory at Richmond. I'm sure that
Bristol
one will be a
question
little
mark?
bit sweeter. What's that?
Bristol question mark?
Oh yeah, you suck at Bristol. So I guess you
I'm
just
god
discredited them.
awful.
Yeah, right. I can't even finish saying that. This dude's at Bristol taking a rocket ship when everybody else is out there in paddle boats.
A lot of laps, my friend, a lot of laps. But there is one person I want to like challenge this
Okay.
week.
Okay.
Heathen, if you do not get a top 10 or
Oh.
even close to a top five, I want you to do something for me. I want you to go ahead. I want you to take out $5 and I want you to go buy you some drinks because, buddy, you're going to have to drink away this sorrow because, brother, I know it's in you. I'm just challenging you because I know you can do it. So we'll start with a baby step. I need a top 10 this week. If I don't get it, you owe me a Powerade, something. Not sponsored by them. I just like them.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And Heathen has definitely been a little bit of a no-show this year. And from my perspective, coming into the league, being a newer driver, you hear about the drivers that are fast, consistent front runners. Someone else that I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there that I have been greatly surprised by, because I heard great things, I was told good things, and I just have yet to see the great things. And Flash. I'm just saying. Is this the track that this dude finally turns it around? Because so far this year, it's just not been pretty.
Yeah, he hasn't shown what he can do. That's for sure. Flash is a very great driver. He's the defending champion in NVRA. New game. It did take him a little while to get used to heat, but once he got it, buddy, he took off. So you give him a little bit of time, get him to gel with the game a little better. He's still working on settings and stuff. I'm sure you'll see him top five every week.
Well, we will see. That's about the best thing that I can say there in regards to that. I'm pulling up the results right now. That way we can get a little bit of some information. It does not look like they've actually updated the Las Vegas ones just yet, but so we won't be able to go through those right now. But we'll try to get those for you in a future episode. But yeah, Flash, I definitely want to see him be able to come into his own. I want to be able to watch a few of these drivers kind of start to click. So far, I feel like NVRA, congratulations to you and Clater, but I feel like it's kind of been dominated by those names other than Black Hammer, which I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody is no longer affiliated with the NVRA. I know there was some penalties that was gave out due to Black Hammer driving back up on the track, and obviously that's just not cool. He kind of went up there, tried to take out a few cars out of anger, and whether it's real life racing or virtual reality racing. That just is not cool. So
Yeah,
we got
and
a
I
penalty.
want to just say something about that. So I'm kind of sick of some stuff from some people, and I have nothing but the utmost respect for Hammer. He is a great guy. He is very fast, and I want him on the track. But if you are given a penalty and you run away like a little scalded dog because you got a penalty, that is insane to me. Like, either A, you didn't want to be here from the get go. Why did you waste our time? I could have had a Daytona win and you just took it from me and you ran away. Like, don't run away. And I know that's not normally in his personality, and I'm not trying to question him at all. I'm just saying I've seen it a million times. Oh, I got a penalty. I'm gonna quit if you give me this. This is so ridiculous. And stop being a little girl. Like, my 2-year old daughter is more capable of taking accountability than some of these drivers. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I give her a little pat on the tushy. I'm like, you're in timeout for 2 minutes. That's how old you are. Oh, okay. And then 2 minutes is up and she's fine. It was one race. And again, this is not coming at Hammer at all. This is just for like people I've seen in the past.
Yeah.
Take take accountability. You were being silly and you got butt hurt, and then you went and tried to take it out on somebody that was in contention for the win. Don't do that. Don't do that. Get them back later. Like, it's okay. Be methodical about it. Think about it. If you're in the race to win a championship with that person later on in the year, and for some silly reason they get arrow loose and they go flying to the inside wall with like 5 to go, that ruins their race and you get yours back. Like, be methodical about it at least.
And
Like,
for
something.
transparency for the viewers, just so everyone knows, as far as I understand, the penalty that Black Hammer had received was a one race suspension. So it was not nothing that was absolutely astronomical. Quite frankly, Black Hammer is known as being a guy that misses races anyway, due to work, due to personal life. He's already missed one this year, so the one
And
race
like,
penalty,
and
I don't
again,
know.
not coming at him, but like, it's one race. You can still make the playoffs, and then guess what? Everything gets reset. What happens? It's like it never happened.
Yeah, but
Like,
one guy that did get the shape of Italy, if you will. You know, you're
well,
kind of the guy that's famous for announcing this stuff at this point, so
yeah, and
just go
I
right
did
on
get,
ahead.
I got to do it again. So we did have to ask Yeti what was Shawn Michaels' finishing maneuver, and it was Sweet Chin Music, and then he is gone. We will not, not we, but NVRA as a whole, we're not going to be making fun of people. That's just not something we do. I mean, was it maybe a little too heinous to get rid of the whole time? I mean, the man did apologize. He took it like a man. He actually took a word that women are afraid of. Sorry, I'm a woman hater. Accountability.
Oh God, dang.
I mean, accountability. I mean, he took it. To me, maybe a little too harsh. Maybe could have did a drive through something. He's part time anyway, but that's why you need to learn to get to know your fellow racer. Try to treat everyone with respect. Give them, yes, give people crap. Like, I give people crap all the time. If I'm not picking on you, I probably don't like you, but I like everybody. I give everybody crap. But do it in a respectful way. Don't come at them for their like disabilities, you know?
Yeah, I know that live during the race, everybody went really silent. And just, it
And
wasn't even the
Ducky maybe
worst
may have
race
made a
ever.
threat.
Huh?
And Ducky may have made a threat and made everybody go silent, but you know.
Yeah, Ducky may have made some explicit words that may have made somebody feel as if they were in trouble.
Yeah, I mean,
But
it's
the
what I
main
do.
thing that I do want to say is, and you know me, man, I'm a very outspoken person. I do not apologize for that. I was there. It was live. I heard it. I witnessed the guy send a pardon me, send an open apology in front of everybody. The dude did not have to do that, first and foremost. He went out of his way, threw himself out in front of everyone saying, guys, that was me. I'm sorry. The facts are in the chat, as far as I could tell, nobody really knew who did it. He could have stayed silent and no one could have ever done anything. The guy comes out, makes it public, and apologizes. A full suspension for a season is a little too far. I'm sorry, that is too far. I understand that NVRA may be trying to buckle down a little bit. NVRA may be coming into this season like, hey guys, things are going to be a little bit different. If they are, kudos. But again, consistency is everything. And if those kind of penalties are going to be thrown out this early, they better be withheld later in the season, is all I got to say. I
I'm
mean,
in
we need
agreement.
equality in that form, and I fully believe that's too far. The facts are the guy is a part-time driver. In NVRA, as far as I understand, part-time drivers are allowed 3 races. So is a full season suspension really necessary for someone like that? Give them a drive-through, do something like that. Give them a little bit of a pat on the hand and be like, man, come on, you can do better than that.
Right.
But I mean, taking away someone's career for a season, development and everything, that's just kind of harsh. But enough for that. Enough talking about all that good stuff. The facts are, administration has a very hard job. They're going to make a lot of decisions throughout the season. Some people are going to love, some people are going to hate, and they're going to hear it from both sides. And that's not just NVRA. So let's go ahead and roll on over to UTLR Clash, because now we're about to talk about administration.
Yeah, but I will say just one thing real quick before we move on. Just as long as they're consistent, I'm fine with it. You set a precedent, just keep it that way. That's all I ask.
I'm with you. But we will see. Long season ahead. UTLR Clash?
Talking about not setting a precedent.
Mm. Welcome back to the Lagging Legends Racing Network, and it is time to talk UTLR Clash. Oh my God, what an event! What an event! I would say caution on watching it. It was caution on driving, and it was caution on track. It was an absolute caution fest. Like, that was absolutely insane. I do not know the legitimacy of it, but I just seen a stat that there was 28 cautions.
Oh, I was going to say we had the over under set at 10, and we damn sure hit the over.
Yeah, they're going to have to adjust the lines. The casino absolutely got destroyed. That was absolutely insano. Me personally, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, I thought it was more than 28. I mean, so the fact that it was 28 seems really low to me.
I
Man.
mean, it was. Oh my God. I wish that I had went to lap 80 without pitting, and then I wish I'd have pit the one time, and then I wish I'd have just let process of elimination done its thing. So big ups to Clater. He did that. Hey,
Did a good job later.
he won the caution 350. Let's go.
Now, one thing that does need to be stated is the Clash is an exhibition race. It does not really count for anything, but it was the beginning of the UTLR series. And Lord, what a rough beginning. And I wish that I could just look at you and say, man, the drivers just got to get better, which facts are every one of us do. Some exceptions, some people was out there doing good, great things. There was definitely some people out there doing some bad things. But I'm just going to go right on out and say this is an absolute biased statement, and this is just nanners being nanners. And I done told you at the beginning I got no manners. administration of UTLR absolutely just blew my mind. Okay? Blowing my mind. Like, whenever it comes to making mistakes, those guys just, what the freak are you doing? You are an admin for a racing league, and it is a big racing league. UTLR has respect, but they lost a lot of it. I'm just going to go ahead and tell everybody that. The administration absolutely 100% without a doubt blew my mind. How do you go all race? Okay, all race. Caution, 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 caution. Okay? Fine. We're double file. You change the single file. Caution, caution, caution,
Hey, hey, hey,
caution.
hey, hey,
Yeah.
hey. We had a 5 lap run, baby. You got to put that in there, you know. I felt good about my 1 to 2 lap run, but I really needed to dial in that 3 to 5. You
I,
know,
dude, that was the long run there.
can I make maybe a 6, 7 lap run?
Oh, shut up. Anyway, the point is, as a driver, as a competitor, no matter if you're in a caution filled race or you're going green flag 125 straight laps, you're making decisions, you're planning, and you're trying to work your way up to the front. No matter what anyone says, that's what a driver's doing. That whole race, we planned our pit stops and we knew cautions are coming. Twice, I went to the back. I made the decision to pit. I worked my way back up. I got myself into position, and every driver out there was trying to do the same thing. And then the administration did the most absolutely asinine thing that I can ever imagine. Everyone is irritated, tempers are high. It's just a factual statement. You do not put all your drivers through that. Watch it happen, unfold, and then I'm not going to say names, but there was an admin throughout the race that said, and I paraquote because it's not perfect, guys, you guys have been yelling at me this whole race. Just be quiet and let me drive. It got heated. In fact, sorry, it did. But at the end of that race, after everyone had already gone through it, all anybody wanted was just to be able to finish the race. We were all trying to finish the race. And then you come out and say, guys, we're ending it on caution. You should have heard the absolute backlash. To me, that is not a decision of trying to save the league. That is a decision of trying to save yourself and that you're tired of putting up with it. That is absolutely pathetic, and I truly, truly, from the bottom of my heart, hope that the administration does not make that mistake again, does not make that decision again. It was a crap race. It was horrible. That is a fact. But hopefully it's a lesson, because that decision caused more uproar than any of those cautions ever did. Now, before I let Ducky come in and say his part, because he has every right to say his part too, I will come to their defense and play devil's advocate. Being an admin is difficult. Being an admin, making a decision on the fly is hard. It is hard to be a driver and an admin and have to think with your head and your heart. Your heart is racing, your head is racing, your heart is administrating, and your head is administrating. I know it's hard to balance. That's just a fact. They have came out, they have said maybe that wasn't the best decision, but that was the decision they made at the time to get us through and to move on to the next race. I will grant that. But that was horrible.
I mean, brother, I get it. I get where you're coming from. So let me play the other side real quick. What a more fitting way to end that race. I mean, we ran them all under caution anyway. Might as well finish it, you know? Um, and like, we can all like sit and pick and prod and stuff, but in that moment, would anyone else have a better like idea? Because we literally couldn't even just get to the white flag. Like we would literally get to 1 and 2, and I look more towards the drivers, not the administration. The administration has been really great. I mean, this past race was not their brightest moment, but for every home run you hit, you're going to strike out probably more. But I mean, they usually do great. Um, so I'll take it to the drivers, myself included. Big word here. We can all do it. I know we can. Accountability. Everyone, including me, was taking it 3 wide. Now, me, I knew when to not continue on that 3 wide, but some people forced you there and you couldn't do anything about it. Or if you made the decision like, okay, I'm just going to go to the bottom, everybody's up top, it's going to be fine. And then wham, you get hit out of nowhere. I think it's more on the drivers. We all could have done something different. And the something different is there's a brake on the left. You can also, I don't know, let off the gas. Like, it's okay. There was 125 laps more because, uh, but we could have literally just took your time. And it got to the point after like the third or fourth caution, I was trying to take my time. I was like, okay, I'll just pass one or two. There'll be another caution, and then I'll just pass another one or two. Like it's more on the drivers, not the administration. Like, in my opinion, like that is not how anyone thought that race would have went. Now, I thought there would be a lot of cautions, but I didn't expect that. Usually, like, we hit a groove. Like when we had that 5-lap run, I was like, let's go. And then we had a brain fart. Like, I thought we was going to get it. We was going to get sunk in and start actually racing. But it's also a new game, new track nobody's ever ran on. And then you got everybody wanting to win the very first race for UTLR. Like, because that does get remembered. But gosh, if we could have just took some time, gave some space, single filed out a little bit, then got racing, instead of trying to dive bomb for 15th. I mean, hell, I was running last and got dive bombed. Like,
How's
how does
that
that even
possible,
how does
man?
that even happen? Like, I'm sitting there in last. I pass one guy, and then I get
Then you
another
weren't
guy,
last no
and
more.
then wham, dive bomb. And I'm just like, we're literally trying to end everybody's race by going for 23rd out of 23rd. Like, what are we doing? Like, guys, it's not that hard. Just take your time. Be patient. I promise it'll come around. Yes, you may not get the finish you exactly wanted, but we could have put on at least a better show than what we did. Like, we was going to have a halfway caution at lap 64, and then it got bumped to 81, and then they were like, I don't know if you can tell or not, but we're probably not going to do that anymore. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'd hope not.
Like, don't worry, it'll probably happen naturally, buddy. You
Like,
don't
I
have to
wanted to,
call it.
at that point, I just wanted to see how many times I could pit. I wanted to see, like, if I would still have tires that they would put on. And you do have an endless amount, so that's great. But, like, oh my God, like, guys, it's on us. I will put blame on us because we need to hold yourself accountable. Know you can do better. I would have been completely fine finishing last if that race would have actually just went. I would have had more fun running in last if we would have logged the laps. I was just laughing at the end. I mean, like, it was just so comical at the end. Like, nobody gave not one. Oh my God, not one. Not one was given the whole night. And I know the word I'm thinking, and it was not. It was not given at all.
Oh, that's very true, man. And it was very few and far between if there was. But I could hammer the administration all night. You could talk about the drivers all night. But the facts are, there was good things about the UTLR Clash. The facts are, the heats were incredible. That is something that UTLR can look at next season and be like, okay, how do we work this around a little bit? Maybe we make the heats be a little bit more important. Maybe, just maybe, only 3 cars transfer out of each heat and an LCQ in the top 4 transfer. And that gives you about a 15, 16 car field. And I think at that point, it might be able to work. And come next year, there'll be some more time on. There'll be a little bit more adjustments by the drivers. Who knows? The
No,
heat.
I have a great idea.
Okay, okay.
We go to Bowman Gray and we let everybody in and we see if we can break the caution record. I
Set
think
at
that's the only
28.
way you can follow this up. That
I
is
mean,
the only way.
here's the question: how many laps at Bowman Gray? Because if you do caution every time, you're going to waste 3 or 4 every time, just like we did there. It's going to be hard
I
to
think
beat.
we should bump it. Let's do 500 laps.
Oh God!
I think we can do it. I
Well,
really do. I believe in us. We have to wait a whole season, but I think when we start up season 9, let's. I'm telling you, I think I'm onto something here.
I don't think I'm signing up for that one. But let's go into it a little bit on them heat races. The facts are, touch on just a little bit deeper. Heat 1, Tomato was absolutely on rails. I was in Heat 1, and I kind of got myself into a really good situation. I let Tomato go. I was not worried about it. I knew for a fact that dude was fast, qualified on pole. It's a heat race. We're trying to make the main event. I let him go. I didn't try to catch him. I ran very smooth, tried to run very safe because I was lucky enough that I had probably 5, 6 car lengths on 3rd place. It was smooth sailing. Heat 2, obviously that was the Ducky heat, and man, you guys put on a show. Like that little field in that heat race gave the best racing action of all night in terms of competitiveness and close racing. You guys were door slamming, you were banging, you were passing, you were moving. That heat, incredible. Who ended up winning that heat?
That would be Sir Duster Strudel, the guy that
Oh,
VTA'd at Phoenix. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think the first time ever I drove scared.
I was
I really
watching it,
did.
and I believe it. It seemed like you were just kind of hanging on. He was like, "Man, I just want to make the main event." So
I just didn't want to go to the LCQ, and then I thought to myself, I was like, I should have just let whoever was behind me get in front of me, and I should have just ran the LCQ because I needed to work out that kink. I don't know. I was driving scared. I didn't like it. I didn't
well,
like it
from
one bit.
yeah, fair enough. And from what I've seen from the LCQ, I don't think anybody wanted to be in the LCQ. Heat 3, that was a good race too, man. I mean, Tristan, he's our friend. We know him in real life. Guys, that dude put in the time. He went from being absolutely unconfident he was going to make the show to making the show. So I do want to just take a moment and really say that even if you're not a Cup Series driver, even if you're new, you put in your time, you put in the effort. Next thing you know, you're in the main event in the UTLR Clash. So, good job, man. Definitely proud of that. Heat 4,
Well, yeah,
unfortunately,
I mean,
had a
let's
lot
give
of drivers.
Alex some flowers. He won Heat 3, so
That's true, too. I got distracted with Tristan, but no, absolutely, man. Alex, I'm going to go ahead and say this, man. Alex was smooth.
yeah,
I
he looked
watched
good.
his live stream, and the start of the race was a little chaotic, but Alex absolutely hit his lines, and you could just tell that he was being methodical. Was he the fastest car we watched? No. But was he definitely smooth and consistent? Yes. If we was able to get a long green flag run in the clash, which obviously long was 5, 6 laps, we need a lot longer than that. But if we would have been able to get something like that, I think he could have been dangerous because he was not overdriving and he was saving his tires. So you're right. Kudos to Alex on that. Good win on that heat race.
I think he would have been a top 7 car for sure. I think once I got my stuff in, I felt really good. I think I could have drove back to top 5. I mean, I started 10th. We just didn't get that green flag run at all.
No. We didn't, and Heat 4 unfortunately had a few cancellations, and that heat ended up getting dropped down to there was only 5 cars in that heat. And congratulations to all 5 people in that heat. Didn't have to go to the LCQ, and in the LCQ, that was some entertaining stuff right there, man.
Yeah,
It looked like it
Hack,
looked like it was gonna be
Kenny,
busy.
Drake, they all put on a show. Evie, I was really hoping Evie would get up there and be able to mix it up a little bit. I think he had like a little bit of a rough start, but Kenny, you about spun, came back, and you won. So you had to drive Hack back down, and that's awesome. I mean, good for you, man. I know you love to win, and you haven't had much of an opportunity to win in the league, and to do it in the LCQ with a bigger field, more laps, it just proves that you deserve to be in the main event. And I think you did a great job. Hack, I think you did phenomenal, and I think you just raced to get in. And I'm sure, like when Kenny got to you, he was like, "Okay, I know he wants to pass me. I'm not trying to mess anything up here. Let's just get it in." And then for Drake to finish third and then be the highest points person in, I love Drake. Drake's awesome. Uh, I'm glad he got into the main event off that. Uh, but LCQ was awesome. Like you had the leaders spinning, having to fight back, come back, show that they could do it. And Kenny, you deserve props for that, brother.
Grit. That's what that is grit. Because the facts are, anybody who's ever raced or done anything competitive in their life, what Kenny did was embarrassing to anybody. You spun out in the league whenever you was in control. There's only two ways that goes. A driver either bounces back or he continues to fall apart and just self-destruct. Most people self-destruct. So definitely congratulations to Kenny right there. Way to be able to show that grit, that determination, come back, not only make the main, but drive the guy back down, pass him, and go for the win in the LCQ. But looking ahead at just one other thing that I do want to make sure that I put a little bit of a spotlight on, because I know the administration of UTLR, that was not their best race. That was not the best driving by any of the drivers. But can we just talk about the aura that was felt going into that race? The buildup was fantastic. The excitement was there. The league did great advertisement. They had a great show out. They had a great field. It was very well put together. The administration did a great job putting everything together and letting everything be clear, known, and very professional.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
definitely got to say that. Like the build up was phenomenal. It felt like a big event, big deal. And that is why the way that it went down hurt so bad.
yeah, I mean, it's like any Jake Paul boxing match. It gets big hype and then it just tanked. Like, I mean, that's just what happened. And I do want to make sure we give every winner like a good clap, thumbs up. Do you remember who won Heat 4? Because I didn't get to have any eyes on it whatsoever on that one.
I'll be honest with you. I want to say it was Garage God.
Yeah, well then, you know what? I mean, we might be wrong, but you know what? Garage God was there. He was in the main event, so there's a chance we're right. That's a teammate to you and Arca. You know, I went looking, I couldn't find it, but you know, if I would say it was Garage God. That sounds about right.
Well, I do know that. Oh man, honestly, when it comes to that winner, I do not remember. It was either Garage God or Chugalug. One of them started up front. I could be wrong on that statement, but I'm pretty sure it was. They qualified very strong, and the heat race they just ran it safe and went through, and they got it done. Good job to them. And also let's not sleep on it. Let's just go ahead and hit it one more time. The event obviously is one that does not count to the point standings or anything, but hey man, Clater has not got that NVRA victory yet, but he went in and knocks one off in UTLR, got the win in the Clash.
I wish I could provide the video of him winning because literally it said caution. Deport dove in under him, took the
He
lead
did.
back, but the
He
caution
did.
came out before. Poor Deport. Like, oh my gosh. That's one of those moments right there.
Yo, you're right. And if that caution would have waited one more second, Deport is your victor. He is happy as can be, and he's the guy standing on top of the podium. But again,
It was kind of one of these. It was like, Deport, did you think you were going to win? It doesn't matter if you thought you were going to win.
Yeah, unfortunately, because I guess it was just meant for Clater, man. You said it before too. He's owed one. NVRA, he's coming for it, no doubt about it. And in that race, he was smart. He stayed out when he needed to. He worked his way up to the front, put himself in the position. Clater and I was racing door to door a lot, dude. The man raced clean, did great. So congratulations. And that's what I really want to point out, though. Even though the race had a lot of cautions, there was no real flukes. You had the fastest people up front, other than you. I know you had some unfortunate events at the end,
I
but
didn't
Dusty
deserve
was
to be up
there,
there.
Tomato was there, Clater was there, Doc was there, which I wasn't as fast as they were, but I qualified fifth. I was right there. I wasn't there. I'm not pretending I was. But a lot of the people that you would expect to be up front was there. And that's because they used racing smarts, etiquette. They did what they needed to do to be up there and give themselves a chance. In any given race, that's all you can do is just give yourself a chance.
Yeah, it's really that middle to back end part of the field that was causing what was causing. Because I'm sure you guys up front, I didn't see anything happen up front that really caused any caution. It was all mid to back of the half. Like that's where it's got to get cleaned up. And I know everybody went from because I was up front a little due to the caution cycles, and then I was like, okay, well I'm up here now. If I pit now, I can come back. And I know that's what everyone was thinking. Just it's hard. Just be smart. That's all I really. Just be smart.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But obviously, the clash is behind us. Looking ahead, UTLR is getting ready to go into their Daytona duels. Hopefully, that is a little bit more successful event for them going from North Wilkesboro to Daytona.
I'd hope
That's
so.
a
All
big
you
thing.
have to do is hit the gas and maybe let off a little bit. So I sure to God hope. Now I know you're gonna have last lap shenanigans. It's Daytona, like, but God, I would hope to God that. But I've been wrong before, so
Do you believe that they will have a green flag run longer than 5 laps?
yes, I do. But I also know that if we see what we saw in NVRA and people not knowing how to push, not knowing when to give, somebody's going to hit the left rear quarter, and it's just going to. I'm excited and I'm hopeful, but use your brain, guys. Know when to push, know when not to, know when to back off, know there's a checkup coming. Like, clearly, there's a checkup coming because we're all trying to maintain, be in the right place at the right time. Either A, take a run you get, but don't go slamming people. God, please don't go slamming people. Like, I hope so much for this league. I want both leagues we cover to succeed and get to the highest points it can. But it takes the drivers to do that. So if you're watching this, just be mindful. Just think, hey, I know there's a checkup coming. My time will come. Let's just go ahead and slow down a little bit. Make sure we're staying on track going.
You're absolutely right. And each league is like a puzzle. Every driver is a piece of that puzzle. Some drivers are bigger pieces, prettier pieces, or whatnot, but at the end of the day, it takes every piece to make that puzzle complete. And hopefully, whether it be NVRA, UTLR, hopefully we can get some good racing this weekend. The NVRA is obviously at Richmond. UTLR is going to look ahead to their Daytona duels. Let's just try to get everything going forward, having fun, and racing and being competitive and fast cars and action. But as for today, this has been the Speed Report on the Lagging Legends Racing Network. Vroom! Nanners out!
Thank you.